In the previous video I have given about the definition for the electric field. Here I am going to discuss about the important aspects of electric field. As we've already told that the electric field is a vector quantity, so the electric field will have both magnitude and direction. So the first point about the electric field is that it has a direction, and the direction of the electric field will be mentioned by the representation or representing an arrow. And for a positive charge, the electric field direction is indicated outwards from the charge, and for the negative charge, the electric field direction should be pointing inwards to the charge. You can see that in the picture here. For positive charge, the electric field value E arrow representation is outwards, and for the negative charge, the E representation of arrow is towards inwards. And the second point is, we are going to derive the force value from the electric field formula. So electric field formula is E equal to F by Q naught. Bring this Q naught to the left hand side so that it becomes F is equal to E into Q naught. This F is similar to the force what we calculated using the Coulomb's law, that is your electrostatic force. So the force can also be calculated using the Coulomb's law as well as with the electric field. If you have two charge values, then you can go for the calculation of electrostatic force between the charges using the Coulomb's formula. If you have one charge value and the electric field value of that particular charge, then you can go with the formula as F is equal to E into Q naught. So, and the third point is, in the previous video I have mentioned that the electric field value depends upon only one of the charge, and it does not depend upon the other charge what we take for the test value. That is, the electric field is independent of the test charge, and it depends only on the charge what we consider, that is the main charge, which is called the source charge. Fourth point is, electric field has unique direction and magnitude as it is a vector quantity. Then the fifth point is, as we have already told, the electric field does not depend upon the test charge because the test charge is very much smaller. We have to take the test charge in such a way that it is very much smaller than the source charge, so that the electric field of the test charge should not affect or overcome the electric field of the source charge. So the test charge what we take is to identify the field around the source charge. This is what is our aim. So we should not go for the larger charge for the test charge. You have to make it very smaller, and you should take it for only test purpose. Sixth point is, the electric field value representation what we gave here is only for the point charges, that is discrete point charges. If the point charges is considered to be continuous, then you have to go for integration technique. The formula should be replaced by using the integration value there. And your last point for the aspects of electric field is that electric field can be of two types. One is uniform electric field and the other one is non-uniform electric field. As we all know, the uniform term represents same value at all points. So the electric field strength around the charge, in the space around the charge, wherever you place the another charge, the electric field strength should be same at all the points. That is, the magnitude of the electric field should be constant at all points, and the direction of the electric field should be same, that is towards same direction. As electric field is a vector quantity, you have to talk both about the magnitude and direction. So for uniform electric field, both magnitude is also same and the direction is also same. Whereas for the non-uniform electric field, it is just the opposite of what we discussed for the uniform electric field, and that is the magnitude value of the strength of electric field will also be different at each points, and the direction will also be different. And you can depict this in the picture here. See, for the uniform electric field, the electric field is represented by the arrow here around the charge, and the electric field value the magnitude is depends upon the length of this arrow. So you can see that for uniform electric field, all the size of the arrows are of equal size or same size, so that the magnitude value is also same at all points, and the direction of these arrows all pointing in the same direction, so that direction is also same and the magnitude is also same for the uniform electric field. And in the case of non-uniform electric field, you can see that few of the arrows are larger than some of the other arrows here. So if the arrow is larger, it means the magnitude of the electric field strength is higher, and if the arrows are very much smaller, then that much of electric field is lesser in magnitude. In general, if you have a point charge, the space nearer to the charge will have a higher electric field strength than that of the space still when you move away from the charge. So you can see that I have a charge in the middle, and the arrows nearer to the charge is little bit larger than that of the other second circle of arrows, which is smaller, indicating that the field strength nearer to the charge is higher than that of the space somewhat away from the charge. This is all about the aspects of the electric field. So the next topic is about electric field due to the system of point charges. The system of point charges here, it means I am going to consider multiple point charges, and I am going to calculate the total electric field around all the other charges on the whole. So it is similar to as we discussed in the superposition of superposition principle of force. In the superposition principle, we have been discussing about the force of multiple charges, force on one particular charge by n number of multiple charges. Here you are going to calculate the electric field due to multiple charges. So for the case of force, we have added up the all the separate forces to calculate total force. Similarly, for the electric field, you are going to add up each of the electric fields due to each of the charges, and you are going to get the total electric field for the whole charge. So the definition for this electric field due to system charges is that total electric field due to the collection of point charges is equal to, as I said, it is a vector quantity, so vector sum of electric fields by the individual point charges. So you are going to add up, so it is sum, as it is vector, it is vector sum of electric field due to each individual point charges. If you add up, you will get the total electric field. And we know that the electric field formula E is equal to F by Q naught, and substitute F here, you will have the Q naught value get cancelled, and K Q by R square into R cap. As R is a vector quantity, you have to represent it with the unit vector, that is R cap. So E is equal to K into Q by R square. So when you substitute it here, I have 1, 2, 3 and n number of charges. I am going to calculate the total electric field. So for that, you have to take one charge and calculate the electric field value 1. So for the second charge Q2, the electric field value as E2. For the third charge Q3, the electric field value is E3, and it goes on till En. So for one electric field value E1, it is E is equal to K into Q1 by R1 square into R1 cap. And for the second electric field E2, it is K into Q2 by R2 square into R2 cap. Plus for E3, it is K into Q3 by R3 square into R3 cap till n values. And this K is simply constant, and the value of K is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. As this K is common everywhere, I am just bringing out common and it is written as E total is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught taken outside as common, and on the whole it is q1 by r1 square into r1 cap plus q2 by r2 square into r2 cap plus q3 by r3 square into r3 cap. Here P represents the test point charge. So R1 is the distance between the charge Q1 and the test charge at point P. Similarly for all the other values. So it is simply adding up all the electric field value, and you can just simplify this equation as replacing this plus as the summation value. So E total is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught summation I equal to 1 to n into Qi by RIP square into RIP cap. So this is all about your electric field. Thank you.